Morning YouTube. I'm sorry I'm so sweaty actually. I'm here in Cheshire, it's quite nice now. But when I set off about an hour and a half ago, it was cold and rainy, so I got my raincoat on. But now it's really hot, so I'm sweating my bollocks off. But I'm just thinking about flagging actually, and this is a kind of YouTube specific one, because a few of my videos have been flagged recently, and that's kind of fine, I guess. But there's some very interesting bits to that which I want to think through, and you can help. Well, the one I'm thinking of specifically that got flagged was one I did on the Conference Report channel, which was really short. It was only like 25-30 seconds of me running up the salt line, which is this disused railway line up here, naked with these bunny ears on. It was all speeded up, so it was really fast, and it was accompanied by the soundtrack to Benny Hill, the TV show Benny Hill. And as I say, it was really short. You would have had to freeze it at a certain point if you wanted to look at Mantagia. You know, it's over in a minute really. But it was flagged, and the guy who flagged it, or at least said he'd flagged it, was quite overt and said it in the comments. You know, I flagged this video, which is really interesting. And I went and had a look at his channel, and he's got a link to his website on the channel. And he's a young guy in his 20s, he's half my age, that's for sure. And he seemed quite cool, he looks cool, you know, he's got kind of designer stubble, dresses really nicely, plays in a band. The website leads to his band website. And there he is, you know, playing in really cool bars with cool baseball caps, drinking cool drinks and playing a cool guitar. You know, and his songs seem pretty interesting. You know, some of them have got quite a bit of swearing in, which is fine as far as I'm concerned. So the whole thing is quite grown up, you know, in a 20-something way, you know. So I'm thinking, why is this guy flagging my video? Because I can't honestly believe that he was I'm going to post this to you actually, I'll send you a link. I can't believe that you, person in a band, were genuinely offended by my video. I can't believe you looked at that and thought, look at this 50-year-old bloke running along a disused railway line, naked, with rabbit ears on. I am so offended and affronted by that. I must make sure I never see that kind of thing again. I'll flag it. I can't really believe that went through your mind. There must be something else going on there, and I'm really curious to find out what it is. Let me just tell you what my hypothesis is and see if you think it holds water. I think there is a sense in which we are all kind of captives here on YouTube. I say that not because there aren't other video sites around, because of course there are. I've got a Blip account, and there's Vimeo, and you know, all the rest of them, there's dozens. But really, YouTube is the big one, isn't it? And it's the big one because it's associated with Google, as well as it being, you know, the best in terms of the provision of certain tools, and the kind of social tools particularly. But it's big because it's associated with Google. Your results come up in Google searches. You know, it's 60% or whatever it is of internet traffic goes through Google servers right now. You know, Google is the biggest game in town. So you can't really be a video maker and expect to participate if you're not on YouTube. I mean, that seems to be just pretty obvious. So in a sense, we are captive in this place. And it's in what kind of a place is this? It's a kind of a shopping mall, isn't it? You know, the function of Google is to sell stuff. That's how they make their revenue, through advertising. Where the performing monkeys, or the people doing the one-man band thing, or the mime artists doing this stuff in the shopping mall to keep customers flowing through the streets in order to go into the shops. And that's kind of fine. You can see that from Google's perspective, and they want to protect their brand, so they don't want performers doing things in the shopping mall which is a bit out of order. So I can see it from their perspective, even though I don't agree with it. But and that's their raison d'etre, that's their MO, that's how they work. And we're captives in this shopping mall. But some of us, it seems to me, have developed a kind of Stockholm syndrome. You know, Stockholm syndrome is that thing that Patty Hearst had, I think it was, where you've been captive so long, you start to identify with your captor and start to share values and ideals with your captor, even though you were a million miles away from that before it started. As I say, I think some of us are developing Stockholm syndrome. I think some of us are becoming Disneyfied and shopping mallized and Walmarted, and are looking at one another's videos, not through our own eyes, but through the eyes of the Google community guidelines, which aren't really community guidelines at all. They're shopping mall guidelines, they're Walmart guidelines, they're play nice and don't upset the shoppers guidelines. But for some reason we seem to be allowing them to do it, and we seem to be doing their work for them. You know, we seem to be trustees in the prison camp. We seem to be the ones who are doing the dirty work for them. Bizarre, isn't it, that? Stockholm Syndrome. So, I'm guessing I'm talking to you. I can't remember your username. I'll find out when I get home. You flagged my bunny video to the tune of Bunny Hill. If you want to respond to that, or if anybody else is listening around here who's flagged my videos, none of which are illegal, none of which are exploitative, none of which I'm making any money out of, I would love to know why. You know, I think you're doing Google's dirty work for them, and I think you're doing it because you are misled into thinking that you are somehow Google, and you're not Google. You're the performing monkeys like the rest of us. Let me know what you think. I'll be really, really interested to know. And here we are in the salt line. Oh, hope there's no naked men down here.